Cool, we got one person. It's gonna be a little different. This is not crypto related. Just something I thought was cool, little project I've been working on for a while and thought it'd be fun to share. So, if you guys are not familiar, what I'm talking about is the MX1 chassis, which is a pistol platform that you could use to achieve not only 3 places of contact, which will make you a much more stable and better shooter, but it gives you the ability to put all the cool goodies on a handgun that you traditionally couldn't put on there. So that is super snazzy. This thing is pretty cool. We got these in the shop about a week ago, roughly. They retail about $270-ish, so just shy of $300, which is pretty cool and pretty competitive when you look at a lot of other stuff on the market. If you're talking about like the Pixel chassis, if you're talking one of the CAAs, like the Micro Ronis and different things like that, you're 300 plus in most cases. So this is a pretty cool little system, and when I came across it, I actually instantly bought it. Didn't check too much about it other than the fact that I knew it would fit my gun, because advertised on the case said it would fit over 70 different Glock models. That includes even your 43s, your 48s. They've got an adapter for that, as well as like 10 mils as well. So if you're running either a really large pistol or you're running a subcompact, it can still adapt it to fit in this chassis, which is crazy. You kind of buy one and it's really universal for anything that you may have around. So what do you get when you actually buy it versus what I've put on it? So one of the things I'm gonna look at real quick, and I'll show you what we've got here. Obviously I've got mine kind of outfitted. It's a space blaster right now for sure. But I think I'm pretty much set on it, minus the grip. We might change that out, something to hold a magazine that's angled or something fun, but pretty cool little thing that you get here. So what we're originally looking at is going to be this guy. I'm trying not to kill my microphone here, but this is it set up inside the chassis, which is a super cool little setup. And for anybody that's wondering, going, whoa, you flagged yourself, bro, this is completely, try to get a good angle for you, completely unloaded and safe. There's nothing in here that could harm or hurt anybody in any way, shape, or form. So this is totally safe. So if you're a super gun ninja, then shut up. But when you get the system, you get a pretty cool little setup, to be completely honest. For the money, I think it's pretty cool. It does have, and this is the brace setup. So if you look on there, you do have your Velcro. This is on a pivoting section here. So all you need to do is pull this to unlock it, and then that gives you your full unlocked kind of setup that you're looking at. They have a few different variations that you can get if you want. This is the standard brace configuration. They do have it in a short model. They have this in full aluminum. They have it in a stock variation, and they do have cheek risers as well. So whether you want this to just stay a pistol or you want to SBR it into a short barreled rifle, then that can kind of change depending on what you want to do. Cool thing about the stock that they have on this one, and it's hard to see, probably can't see it on camera from here, but on the inside, running almost the full length to my knowledge, there is an interior metal bracket, which I could see at least to here. So that's going to give you extra support and rigidity. It's not flimsy or floppy. It doesn't move. Actually, when I've handed it to most people, the first comment they've made was, wow, that's actually really stable. They weren't expecting that. So it's very, very cool. But when you're looking at it on both sides, you do get M-lock, so you can mount your accessories. It does have slots on this top rail up here. However, those aren't really M-lock slots from what I've learned. They have kind of little angled cuts in them, which makes it hard for the locking tabs to traditionally actually get on there and lock. So these bottom two, like where I've got this BCM 45-degree angle mount and where I've got the Hollow Sun Raid mount attached, those are on those bottom M-lock sections. Everything else is actually running at the top here. So they do give you a full length rail that is Picatinny, and it is metal on the top. The rail on the bottom is metal as well, so that is super solid. The exterior of that frame is going to be a polycarbonate chassis, but one of the big things with this is that this contains the most aluminum out of any rig that is currently on the market, so it's extremely robust. There is a whole inner shroud here that is completely metal that goes along there. Like I said, the rails on the top, the bottom, charging handle, which is an AR-15 style charging handle, which is really cool. It has a rod that runs the full length, and you probably can't see it on here, but as you pull the charging handle down, the little rod here will move back and forth, and that's what's actually going to chamber the firearm, or your Glock in this case. It'll pull that slide back and rack everything, which is really cool. So I definitely like that. It's a really neat system. It's very easy to use. If you wanted to take this out, and I'm not going to show it on YouTube so I don't get demonetized, but it is very easy. It's a matter of popping a pin out, sliding a lever, and then undoing a button, and then you're good to go. This is what you're kind of left with here, which is actually really neat. It's really lightweight. It's very cool. Like I said, there is very little things that you need to do to actually put something in here, but once you have that set up, it's very easy to go. So if you take a look actually at their website, this is the MX1 conversion kits, an all-in-one chassis for Glocks, P80s, PSA daggers, and even the Ruger RXMs, which are pretty cool. Running kit-wise from them starts about $299 to $334. It's compatible with over 70 different Glock models. Does have the AR style charging system, which I was showing you, which is pretty cool. It's really easy to use, and it is metal, so it's robust. There's a lightweight polymer and aluminum build. Kind of put a slash in the middle there. Got M-lock and Picatinny, like I was saying. You can mount those on to either side depending on what your items or accessories might be that you have. And if you do order from them, you get free shipping, so that's pretty cool. They've got it in a black, a gray, a tan, and OD green. That's pretty cool. And there is a white. I haven't seen that. That'd be kind of cool if you're looking to do like a Starship Troopers, Star Wars something build. You could build something up pretty cool. They've got a lot of options on there, but this, like I said, allows you to put everything in there and get it going. So once we're looking from the actual chassis here, this is kind of more or less covering what I've got on it, which is actually quite a bit of craziness. Starting from the back, these are going to be the RBS polymer flip up sights. These come from Mepro. There is a front and a rear. Everything lines up, kind of got a co-witness of sorts going on there. But these are really cool because this actually, even though you can't see it on here, this has tritium. There are 4 different vials on the back, and then the front sight marker here actually has tritium as well, so it's really cool. It's done in an orange color, and then you do have a day or night peep sight, so you can choose what you want accordingly. Those guys are pretty cool, and if you're interested in those, that's going to be from Mepro. Like I was saying, Mepro Light makes some really awesome stuff. This is their FRBS, self-illuminated flip backup sights with hyper bright front sight. I got the 4-dot variation on the back, which is pretty darn cool. It does glow pretty good at night. Kind of helps you set everything up into the sights, but it gives you that day and night option. Some of the brightest dots they have in the industry. Tritium powered. It's a highly durable structure. These are really robust, to be honest. It is a flip up design, and it's got the Mepro Guard warranty on there. So these are pretty cool. If you guys are looking at checking those out, I would definitely recommend looking at this and picking these up for flip up sights. They've got those in black, flat dark earth as well. Pretty darn cool. So I'm very happy that I got those. They're a little bit more on the spendy side, but they look phenomenal, to be honest. From there, once you get past those sights, and this is actually cool because you're running a pistol, so now you have a much longer sight radius, which is going to help you actually shoot better. On this guy here, we've got the Hollow Sun. This is the SCRS. This is a fully enclosed green dot. This is the 2 MOA version. On its riser, it's a 1.63, so it should be a 1/3 co-witness. Fully integrated battery that is rechargeable on this. Just uses the solar cell at the top to gather light and charge that battery. It'll also help it judge the brightness, so as you change environments or if it's bright or dark outside, it'll adjust accordingly for you, which is really cool. Super bright dot. Don't think we'll probably be able to get it on camera. Whoa, there we go. Somewhere, if I'll find it. Probably won't find it again, but there we go. It's super bright. Gotta love a green dot, but using a red laser, so that helps distinguish everything, which is kind of cool and fun. But this is a great product. I want to say it's almost 6 months of internal battery life storage that you get on there. It does have shake awake feature as well, so if you're not using it after about 3 minutes, it'll turn off. Most of the time that's going to give you like 40,000-50,000 hours, almost 3 to 5 years if you're actually using it at brightness 4 or 5, maybe even 6, and you're combining with that shake awake feature, because it's not going to run your battery until you pick it up, which is cool. So that's actually saving you money and a much smarter optic. But I am a big fan of their stuff. If you look at that, this is the multi-reticle. It's at 352.93. I did the green 2 MOA dot, which actually bumps it down to a much better price. If the internet will load here, I'm gonna say it puts you, around 288.22. Super cool. 1.30 inches in diameter, 1.85 inches in length, so it's not bad. Does have that lower 1/3 co-witness mount. Comes with a rubber cover. It's got batteries, like I said, built into it, which is really cool. They've got their super LEDs, their shake awake, solar fail safe, and it's got multi-reticle coatings on it, which are awesome. So it's going to help it perform better in the long distance. Parallax free, auto adjusting, and manual brightness control. Solar charging system, which is the coolest aspect, and it's all 7075 T1 aircraft grade aluminum with a mil-spec anodizing, I believe. Probably a type 1, but it is a super cool sight. I really do like this, and it's not too expensive, but performs phenomenally. Right in front of that guy, I have the Hollow Sun. I believe this is the 117R red laser. It's about 5,000 hours burn time on a AA, which is super impressive. You can run this either on, off, or you can run it on a pressure pad, which is what I've done here on this guy. So you can see just a little bit, maybe it just barely skims the top of that, but this is really cool. Try not to beam the camera here. You can see this is actually bouncing off of a reflective cover here, but this lets you see what the dot will hit, and it is spot on. Super cool. Really love that. Holosun's coming out with some pretty cool mounts now. They do, in all honesty, have some cooler tech that will combine lasers and lights together, which will save you even more space, and it's really not that expensive like their iris and such, so those are actually pretty darn cool. If you look at the Holosun, they're running about 317.64. That's for the red laser. They do have a green, and they've got IR available for this as well. Weight is not bad, to be honest. The size is not bad, but you're getting 5,000 hours of battery life. So this isn't one of those janky laser pointers like you had as a kid. This thing lasts forever. It runs. It's super durable. It's a tank, to be honest. Really like that. Like I said, there's constant on, there's off, or there's even activation switch options if you're running a crane switch, which is pretty cool. There's lots of crane mounts out there, so you've kind of got your pick and choosing of the sorts. But this is a culminated red laser pointer. It's got a included remote cable switch. Not this one. This is the one actually that came with the Raid, because it was a better quality than this one, but the new ones they're coming out with are actually top notch. Quick release mount on there, so if you do want to pop it on or off, it's very easy to take off, which is cool. And it's IP67 waterproof, so if you can handle it, it'll handle it, in all fairness. It's probably a lot tougher than most people out there. In front of that guy is kind of like a two-step thing, but this is Trigicon's mount. It's their auto-aligning, self-centering, easy on-off, kind of like a quick detach, 45-degree mount for a 1913 Picatinny rail. This dang thing was probably more expensive than the chassis, was more expensive than the laser, was more expensive than the red dot, was more expensive than the sights. This was about $350-ish. But seems like really good kit. So Trigicon, awesome. Pricey, but super cool. That is running a very unique footprint, probably some of the price. But that brings me to the next coolest piece of gear on here, really. And this is the Infatac. This is their Fast Mini. Pop this on here for you. This is absolutely wild. So traditionally you could use that green dot, but if you wanted to and you didn't want to go ahead and give out your position, you can just switch to a 45, and then this bad boy actually has thermal built into it. So day or night, it's all OLED controlled. You get different modes. There's white hot, black hot. That is red hot. I can get my hand out there a little more for us to focus. And then you even have the Predator, which is pretty cool. So you get a multi-color spectrum. But that thing is absolutely insane tech. You could run this off of included batteries, which are very easy to switch. Just pop open this little bay door here, swivel it around, and change your batteries out. It's all sealed up and waterproof. You can change the reticles, your point of aim, adjust everything really quickly. So if you didn't want to go and use white lights and give up your position, you got the ability to actually kind of see in the dark and see heat with that thermal setup, which is super, super cool, running about $799. It's not necessarily the cheapest thing out there, but it is super cool. The thermal pistol sights Fast Mini FMP 13. It's at about $799. They do have a tan version as well, which would be pretty cool. As you can tell, I'm painting this and getting it all geared up for a range day, but it is super sweet. It's a 256 by 192 resolution sensor. This is 60 hertz, so the refresh rate is super quick. 1.4 inch. It's a 360 by 300 display. Super rugged use. It's all waterproof, IP67. It'll handle recoil phenomenally well, and it runs off of a CR2 battery. Or you can pop that little dust cover there and run a battery pack with a USB-C if you have a way to mount that, and then you can pretty much run this for about 12 hours straight off of a 10,000 milliamp battery pack. So that is pretty cool. But you get thermal tech, does have instant wake, there's a touch screen, standard RMR footprint, but you can get different options if you want. 60 hertz overlay refresh rate, and it's multi-reticle. You can do dots, circle dots, green, red, white, black, and then 4 other colors, and it's got idle brightness as well. So this thing's kind of a game changer in terms of what you can get out there, and something that is this small. It's absolutely insane, but really cool product. I definitely enjoyed this one. The last little thing that's set up on here is this guy, and I went through about 5 different flashlights. It came more or less down to this one actually fit the best, but this is the Holosun Raid, which is one of their newer flashlights. There's a lot of people actually out there that say they don't like it. When you're running it off a switch or off the button, it's instant on, but when you let go, there's like a 0.03 second delay or so. So you have this little lag. So guys that are used to just tapping surefire switches real quick and strobing things, you can't do that. You end up changing the brightness, either 500 lumens or 1,000 lumens. And this thing is pretty darn bright. It is a super tight spot, so I really like that as well. If you were doing anything indoors and you're peeking through lights and putting rooms into different stuff, that it's not going to really flood out and show a bunch of other people things. So got something to kind of pinpoint or identify, got something to see if it is dark, close hip fire accuracy like you get in Call of Duty. It's a, I think, plus 5% boost or something. And then a green dot, because this is red, that way we don't mix them up. And then backups, because sometimes your stuff breaks, and they do have tritium so that we can use that at night if we needed to. So this is a pretty cool system. I've had a lot of fun building this up and working with it. It's just a standard BCM angled foregrip on there, so it makes it really easy to hit that button and do stuff, move things around, and have fun. I like how this is set up. Again, it's very simple, it's very easy. I think it's definitely worth the money if you're looking to take a standard firearm and get it set up so that you could run a PCC style almost, but short firearm system. And again, that's all clear. There are no evil bullets inside of that thing. Super cool system. You can throw this into a backpack, maybe a large fanny pack, but it is super cool. It's super compact. It just looks cool. It looks like a space blaster. So just wanted to do a cool little video. I thought about doing a regular video for it, but I figured since I had the stuff out for live that I'd just do it that way. But anyways, hope you guys have a wonderful night. If you get a chance, make sure you go out and check out one of these chassis. These are super cool. What you can do with them is amazing. I paid for everything with this with TEXIT coin. So if you guys are looking to get some cool stuff or whatever, send me a message. I know a place that accepts TXC for purchases of this sorts. Anyways, have a great night, guys. I will catch you later. Stay safe out there, and hopefully I'll see you on the moon.